Hello, everybody. How are you today? Let me know what's going on. Okay. I guess I bored somebody. But I got a thumbs up already. Hey, John Baker. Welcome, sir. How you doing? How is beautiful Fargo, North Dakota today? It's starting to get cool. Now, I'm asking about healthcare in the Philippines. I Well, sounds like you need to move to the Philippines. It's comfortably warm. It is right now. It is 88 degrees here. Feels like 101 degrees, and that's at 1 p.m. So that's something to think about. Weather, but healthcare here in the Philippines, you better be prepared for healthcare. Now, sure, seeing a doctor is not expensive. You can see a general practitioner in a small clinic for less than 500 pesos per visit. If you have to go to a hospital, the hospital care can be expensive, even for Philippine, well, especially for Philippine standards. So I think people should plan on that. If you're coming from the United States or any Western country, if you have medical insurance, guess what? It probably will not cover you in the Philippines. Now, I just got my permanent residency in November. That qualified me to get PhilHealth coverage, which is a basic insurance plan here. But I could lose my Veterans Administration, my VA coverage if I get that. There are hospitals here that are American standards or Western standards. I don't know the price of treatments. I saw another vlogger and he was talking about a hospital chain that they were building, and for several $1,000s, if you invested while they were building, they would cover you for the majority of your hospitalization. You know, upgrading you to a private room, air conditioning, meals, whatever. But you have to plan on it. You have to have money set aside. They will take credit cards at most hospitals. Some people just have cash. That is all people need to think about when they're coming here. Okay? Your shoulders hurt in cold weather, but they don't hurt in the Philippines. Exactly. Now my back, well, my back hurts all the time, cold weather, hot weather, but it hurts less living here in the Philippines just due to the temperature. You know, now it's getting, last night I think it got down to 25 degrees Celsius. So that isn't too bad. I mean, my air conditioning hasn't kicked on yet today. But these are things you have to think about when you're coming to the Philippines. Are you going to be living out in the province, or are you going to be living in a city? Because if you're out in the province, you might have to travel 4 or 6 hours to get to a hospital. But people don't think of that. Can you get your medication here? I know my migraine medicine that I used to take isn't available here in the strength that I needed. I was taking Zomig, 10 milligram tablet for migraines. They only sell 2.5 milligram tablets. Each tablet was 249 pesos. That's not a lot, but when you stop and think, okay, I need 4 of these just to have 1 dose of medicine, that's 20 bucks. Thank goodness the VA accepted me after that, and I was able to get my medicines through them. But people have to stop and think. Healthcare, prescription drugs. Some drugs aren't even available here. And some drugs are not even allowed into the country from outside the Philippines. You need to have doctor's prescriptions for everything. Now, some medications, I take a medication for my tremors. I don't have the prescription any longer, but I can take the package to the pharmacy and they will refill it. They will allow me to get as many pieces as I want, or they have in stock. And some medications, they might only get 2 pieces of that medication per month. You know, people need to think about that. It is not something that many people remember. You know, they're saying, "Oh, I'll move to the Philippines." Yes, land of beautiful beaches, beautiful ladies, clean air. Sure, it's all there, but healthcare and medical prescription drugs, are they available in your area where you're going? So, but that is, you have to put that high up on your priority list. That will even determine where you want to live. Any comments? Okay, so it's just me. But you have to plan. Good day, Nene. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Now, I don't remember you here before. You're new to my channel, but welcome. Tell me about yourself. Are you in the Philippines? Are you in some other country? Okay, John, you're just watching in the background. Nene, I don't remember, but maybe you have. But that's all right. You're welcome here. Everybody's welcome here unless they start putting down the Philippines or putting down people in my group. Now, where did you hear of my channel? Oh, you're from Mugs It's Organic. That's great. You're more than welcome here. I enjoy Mugs. You know, in fact, she'll be here later, I think. Now, I'm sorry, I only speak English. I don't speak Tagalog or Kapampangan or any of the other Philippine dialects. I'm sorry. But now, what part of the Philippines are you from? Well, you speak better English than I speak Tagalog. But any friend of Muggs is a friend of mine. If you haven't already subscribed, hit subscribe and hit the notification bell. You're welcome. I have a lot of people, a lot of my friends are from Muggs It's Organic. It's a great channel. Oh, that's great. Thank you. Now, I try and offer topics here that are relevant to Westerners or foreigners. I have people from Australia come in. I have people in all over the Philippines. So I have people from Davao. I have people from Cebu, Olongapo, people from Baguio, Angeles City. So don't feel bad. You know, if you have a question, if you want to know something about me, fine, ask. But and I was about to say East Coast of Canada. My sister even tunes in from the West Coast of Canada sometimes. I think she watches the replay. If this is her bedtime. But that's all right. If you watch, it's more fun interacting with everybody. You've read my mind. You were wondering about healthcare and medication availability. Now, you can go to there are several pharmacy chains here. I'm thinking of Mercury Drugs and oh, I can't think of the other one now. That is ridiculous. Give me just a minute. I'll figure it out. And Watson Drugstore. So if you plan on moving here, please check their websites. You might be able to find out if your medication is available. But these are things everybody needs to know. Well, and I hope your day has improved since yesterday morning. All of Saturday and Sunday I spent a lot of time Sunday cleaning up water from leaking roof and minor flooding. And that was not fun. So now you are allowed to bring medication with you with with a proper doctor's prescriptions, but you need to know this stuff. I've had that happen before also. It's not fun. But like I said, do you want to live out in the province? Okay. Province can be great, but if you need a doctor or medical care, it's going to be very limited in the provinces. Now I live 15-minute walk from one hospital, St. Raphael Medical Center, and it's a small hospital. They do have doctors that many of them have been trained in the United States. Now my regular doctor I see normally every month goes to Medical City Clark, which is a brand new hospital facility. They have everything there. They have pharmacies, they have labs, x-rays, cardiology, physical therapy, all of that. But depending on your medical needs, you need to have that mapped out and you have to plan for it. Some provinces don't have a major medical center. And saying we have two hospitals in town. One is diagnostic and the other is a teaching hospital. Now my doctor holds office hours, Medical City Clark, Our Lady of Mount Carmel Medical Center, and also St. Luke's in Manila. Well, during this medical crisis that the world is in, she is restricted to Manila, so she can't come out and see her patients here. And St. Luke's is a big hospital. It's a teaching hospital, but they do everything. Now at Medical City Clark, they can do heart bypass surgery. They can do all the heart surgery and many other types of surgery and other procedures. That's 15 minutes away from me on a motorcycle. I'm very lucky. There's other major hospitals here, Angeles University Foundation. That's probably 25 minutes, half hour away. But you have to think of these things. Living in paradise is one thing, but being able to get the proper treatment that you need, that's priceless. Okay, Ann, take your time. I know there's plenty of other people here that are just listening on the radio, listening in the background, but that's all right. I do appreciate everybody stopping in. All right, and like I said, take your time. Okay, Nene. I don't I don't think I would consider myself important enough to be wasting data unless you have a good data plan on your phone. You know, I was talking to my nephew's girlfriend a few weeks ago. She just moved about 15 minutes away, and she was asking if she could use my Wi-Fi for. She was planning on taking an online class. The area she lives in, she cannot even get Wi-Fi or internet connection. When she just told me this morning, she canceled her class. She will not take it. It's crazy hours. So she's starting to process her paperwork to go work overseas in Hong Kong. So we just have to, deal with it. It's more fun in the Philippines, and of course, with the fun, there's also not fun stuff. Lack of lack of quality infrastructure, internet, highways, electrical, hospitalization, quality medical care. That is something people need to think about, and something to plan for. Doesn't do any good to come here, and if you're living out in the sticks, guess what? You're not going to have that modern medical center close to you. So, Nene, where are you in the Philippines? I just don't remember where you are. What is medical care like in your area? There's a lot of foreigners. You're from Negros Occidental, okay? But you're in Manila. Now, are you working there, or were you stuck there because you were there in the quarantine situation? Required you to stay there because of the curfew and restrictions? I'll be back in just a minute. Hey, Joe. Good afternoon, Tropical Tim. Now, Tropical Tim, I know you're in Tondo, but so you have good medical care reasonably close to you. What about your place down? What about your house? Nene saying hello, Tim in the Philippines. Oh, glad that you made it home before the downpours. Now, Tim, you have a house out in the province. Is there medical care close to that? When I know I have close medical care. I have two hospitals within 15 to 20 minutes of me. A third hospital less than 30 minutes away. But if you're at your house, how long does it take you? Okay, there's clinics and a hospital in Puerto Princesa. Okay. Now, I hope, Tim, I hope your wife is enjoying her trip to Texas to see your children and the wedding that's coming up. And I continue to pray for her safe travel. Wow. And Ann says when she had to go by ambulance to the hospital in 2013, cost her $130.60 one way. Getting home in a taxi cost $35. So I know I got injured at work in Texas, and they called an ambulance and they took me to the hospital, and I got a bill for $600. I refused to pay it. I didn't call the ambulance. Yeah, you're very lucky, Tim. I know some days the rain is warm, some days it feels like it's ice cold. The other day I had to go out and it was ice cold rain. My back still is recovering from that. Hey Tim, how's that street repair doing? Is it still holding up? Didn't look like they're putting it down very thick. Now, just to let everybody know, I will not be online tomorrow. I have a man coming over to help me with some computer problems. It's it's summer. It's approximately 32 degrees here right now. Now that's at 1:40 p.m. Okay. 90 degrees Fahrenheit, real feel of 102. So for you, Ann, that would be 32 degrees and 39 for the real feel. Now it got down to, I want to say, it was below 25 last night. You know, for my sleeping, I had to use a light blanket. Good afternoon, Jan Bannock. Aha, Sir Tim. In the Philippines, it's fun in the rain. Not for me. That just aggravates my back, and it takes a long time. And it's not that bad. The highest the temperature has gotten is, I think we had one day where it was 48 Celsius. Please, Tim, spare me. Spare me. That's something I don't want to see. Yeah, you might go viral with that, Tim. But I was just mentioning, my topic for today is healthcare in the Philippines. For a foreigner to move here, they better think they better think about healthcare, where they live, are there medications available? Yeah, and it's been raining for 2 weeks. You had plenty of time to do that. But you have to stop and think. You know, some of these province areas, you might have a medical, you need a medical facility. It might be hours away by car, if a car is actually available. Can you get your medications? Some medication used in the West is not available here. Now, I enjoy the heat, the warm weather here, but I can also say on days where it gets down to 22 or 20 degrees Celsius, I get cold. I have jackets that I brought. I have some sweaters, sweatpants, sweatshirts, and I do use them. Okay, John. Yes, I know where Valencia is. Well, I've never been there. Yes. Tim makes a good point. When it gets blistering, just slip into the AC and you're good. The house I rent here is approximately 100 square meters, and I only have air conditioning in the master bedroom. I'll have it set for 23 or 24 degrees Celsius. If I get hot, I go in there, I lay down for a while. When I get too cool, I come back out and carry on with my day. So, I have a fan right behind me here. That's good for most of the time. But and that's another thing people need to think of. Do they need air conditioning because of a medical condition? I used to communicate with a expat group in the Philippines, and there was one expat. He lived in Tagaytay. Now that is an expensive area for many things, and he was bragging. Well, he wasn't bragging, but he was happy that his electric bill was only 50,000 pesos a month. But medically, him and his wife needed air conditioning 24/7. Now, I guess that depends on how you look at it. I complain when my electric bill is 4,000 pesos. Usually it's about 2.8 or 3K. But, you know, and do you have medication that needs to be refrigerated? You'll need a generator to keep the refrigerator going, because there are brownouts, especially out in the provinces. Now, Tim, do you get brownouts often in Tondo? Yes, I had a month where it was 5K for my electric and my air con bill. And I said, well, price pay, living in paradise. Doesn't happen too often, but you know, even if it was 4K, I would not complain. Never a brownout there. On rare occasions, it's announced maintenance power outage. Wow, you're lucky. Last week, we had a brownout for over 3 hours and came back on about 11:30 in the morning. And I couldn't even get internet connection till probably 3 in the afternoon because the power supply was not stable enough to support my internet. I know in the provinces it happens. Now, I've seen generators with Ray gone, you expect your electric to be down to 3K. She's spoiled and needs the air. Well, Nene, how are your brownout situations? Do they happen often? Hey, Rizzuto family, welcome. How you doing? Tim saying he turns his aircon on for 30 to 40 minutes in mid-afternoon and again just before bed. Oh, you don't get brownouts that often? Nene? That's great. But I'm doing great here, Rizzuto family. Just living the dream. Well, you're luckier than I am then. We'll have a brownout once or twice a month. Hey, good afternoon, Filipinas. Hello, world, and I thank you for being here, Mugs. So Mug should be enjoying her lunch. What are we having for lunch today, Mugs? Smoked salmon. Oh, wow, that sounds delicious. Now, risotto, thinking of solar off-grid style. That's great. I know there are great systems available. I'm not familiar on pricing, so Muggs might know more about that than I do. Well, anybody knows more about it than me. All right, everybody's saying hello to Muggs. But living in Providence, okay, Yan is back from her little break. She was listening on the radio. But risottos, I live in Pampanga. I am 15 minutes from Angeles City, and that's close enough for me. If I want to go out to a restaurant, there's restaurants. Well, most of them are open now. but I can't deal with having to go hours of travel. But that's just me. Okay. Now, does anybody have a topic we want to discuss? Yeah, I'm an airplane away. That's good enough for me. Well, I'm 20 minutes from the Clark International Airport, and they aren't even doing many international flights at this moment. I've heard flight coming in from Incheon in Korea. That comes in about 11 o'clock. Of course we missed you, Ann. I've known a few foreigners that were hospitalized for that, but I don't know them personally. Okay, Tim, you're gonna have your questions tonight or tomorrow night. Hey, that's much better than I thought I did, because I couldn't figure out the way you were doing the scoring and all that. I just said, I'll not worry about that, because I figured you would let me know if I won, Tim. You thought it up. That's why it was simple, Tim. Risotto, not literally crazy, but say couldn't take the Filipino lifestyle anymore and exploded. I've heard a few people like that too. Now, I moved here, and the people I communicate with on YouTube and Facebook, there's very few that I have actually met. There are some people that I know were here, and they're gone. They packed up and left. You know, especially with this pandemic or medical issue, a lot of foreigners just left. In fact, the house I'm in right now, the man moved out in the middle of the night, and turns out he caught the plane that night out of Clark, and he flew somewhere. So it does happen. Muggs is saying, drink plenty of water. Yeah. Wow. Okay, Risotto Family's asking, what's the best experience I have had here in the Philippines? I I went to the open market, and in fact, I was dating one girl, and she. I was dating one lady, and she liked going to that market, and I went there and I bought something, and they overcharged me. I didn't know it, you know. Good afternoon, observer. I went to that same market maybe 2 years later, and I was walking around, and a lady came up from a stall. I didn't recognize her. She said, "Sir, last time you purchased from our stall, we overcharged you by mistake." And she says, "Wait just a moment, I'll get your money." And she refunded my money. Now, granted, it was what, 15 pesos? I didn't realize she overcharged me to begin with, but she gave me 15 pesos, and then she was happy. I told her to keep it, and she insisted no. How you doing today, observer? Have you been well? I haven't seen you around anywhere for a while. Haven't seen you in Mugs. Haven't seen you here. And I hope you've been well. Hope you did not get sick or anything. Okay, Rizzuto, enjoy your foods. I'll be on for about approximately 50 more minutes. So a little bit less than an hour. Oh, okay, observer. Just as long as everything's okay. I mean, I can't, we can't stop life from happening. I'll let everybody know. I will not be on live stream tomorrow. I just have things I have to take care of. And unfortunately, I have to deal with people when they are available. So I won't be here tomorrow. Feel free to relax and recuperate from all of my streams. But I will be. Okay, Mugs. Take your time. Okay, Ann. Have a good night. Get some beauty sleep. I hope you're feeling better soon. Thank you, Ann. I'm already having a fantastic day. I see all my friends here, getting to chat with everybody. That's great. All right. I don't know if I would get delivery from SNR. I think my ice cream would melt before they got here. But now, Tim, since the boss is gone out of the country, are you eating properly? Yeah, I just heard about it the other day. It's through one of the delivery apps. Muggs told me about it a few weeks ago, and she insisted she told me about it a while back, and I didn't remember. So when Muggs, Tim, when Muggs gets back, you can ask her about that because I don't know the details. Yan might know. Yan, do you know the details on SNR delivery? It's probably pretty darn good, Calderetta. I enjoy it once in a while. I'm having Tim can make most anything. Now, I don't think I've ever had canola. I've had lumpia, of course. I'm lucky I can make it back at instant ramen. Oh, okay. I don't think I've ever had Carabao. Not that I know of, at least. It's funny. My my driver and I were out one day, and we stopped. And I said, "You know what would taste good? A small bottle of milk." And he went into a store, and we're drinking this milk, and it just tasted funny. And I look at the label, and it was Carabao milk. To me, it was a nasty tasting milk, but you know, he enjoyed it. I don't think I've ever seen Carabao on the menu anywhere. Of course, I know goat meat is available in some restaurants downtown. I'm not sure what it was, Tim. It tasted like bananas. I'm not a fan of bananas. I don't like bananas. Yeah, it's saying it is milk, Tim. Well, I will make sure when I go to the store, I look at the label before I put it in the cart. Because I couldn't drink that stuff. Oh, now you lost me again. I don't do the dried fish either. One day I was walking home from the gym. This was about almost 8 years ago, and somebody was cooking dried fish. near the gym. You could smell it in the gym, and it seemed like every house I walked by was cooking dried fish all the way for more than a kilometer for that walk home. I like smoked fish, but not dried fish. In fact, all the girlfriends that I had, the 30, 40,000 girls, some of them wanted to have dried fish. Not my house. I don't want to hear. I don't want to smell it cooking. I do not want to smell it cooking. And on my street here, I can't remember the last time I smelled somebody preparing dried fish. So maybe I'm lucky that my neighbors are back to work now. But it is something I do not care for. Yeah, Tim, you probably come across all kinds of stuff on your walkie-talkies or just when you're out and about. Some of that might be, oh my, let's try that out, or no, thank you. There's one good canteen, about 6, 7 minute walk from where I live, and I'll be getting food there tomorrow for the people that are going to be here. I don't want them to starve. Now I closed the door so I wouldn't hear the neighbors. But it's not saying that it's raining, so we'll see. In fact, I'm going to stretch my legs for a minute, walk out there and take a look. Be right back. Well, now, Tim, I'm not singing. You can't blame me on that one. My neighbors are not singing at this moment, thank goodness. I have no idea what Observer is saying. For those of us that are language challenged. Oh, that sounds good, Tim. Oh, just to let you know, Tim, my housekeeper does like that stainless steel cookware. Now, are you using the feta crackers or Skyflakes? Well, Tim, I had Miss Rose come over and talk to her about how to use it, how to use the cookware. Very detailed because I knew I don't know enough about it. You know, she spoke to her so she could understand it. Worked pretty good. I think I'm out of Skyflakes. Depends on what I'm snacking on, whether I use Skyflakes or pita. If I have good sharp cheddar cheese, I'll use the Skyflakes. Yes, Tim, it did help. Very much so. And I showed my housekeeper what you said. You know, she didn't burn the place down. No, I haven't eaten that hamburger she fixed in it today. We will find out. But I told her low heat, never go higher than a low medium heat. Take time, not in a hurry. You know, because but it is going to be a learning curve for both her and me. Because once in a while I do try and do something on her day off. Yeah, okay. Usually I go for takeout, but that's besides the point. But that is, and thank you for your input on that, Tim. Because, like I said, I've never used it. Well, I've used stainless steel cookware before, but you know, after going by what you said and the research I've done, I never used it properly. Of course, that sort of explains why the food I made didn't turn out good. But it's all good. You know, the handles didn't fall off yet, so I'm happy with that. I am happy with that information. Yes, it will last a long time, I hope. Miss Rose wants a new set of stainless. But she's used it for, she said she has a cheap set of stainless from many, many, many years ago. She enjoys it. So next week sometime I'll go and get Miss Rose a set. But she picked this out, she inspected it, she likes it. Nothing abrasive for cleanup. Soft cloth after soaking. Yes, Tim. Now I saw some videos talking about a product called Barkeeper's Friend to clean stainless. But I'm not familiar with Barkeeper's Friend. I've also seen like baking soda. Now that's a very mild Comet type cleanser. Now hopefully my housekeeper can start cooking me meals that are a little bit more healthy than hamburgers and hot dogs. Yes, I have some wooden utensils right now. I don't like brats. I'll stick with my Italian sausage. Yeah, I think everybody left us, Tim. Hello, Beverly. How are you? I am doing well today. And you? Boy, that's pretty good. Oh, everybody's still here. They're just in the background. They were listening. Yeah, you knew they were there, Tim. What are you doing for exercise, Jan? All right, Beverly's saying something. Sit-ups and jumping rope. Okay. I sat up in bed this morning. 12-ounce declining curls. That sounds pretty good, Tim. Okay. Nina is saying, wow, Yan. Well, I don't know if Tropical Tim drinks San Mig. He might inhale it, but I don't know about drinking it. You can't go to the park and exercise now? How many reps per sit-ups, Yan? How many reps per set? Now, Yan, do you go to, like, I want to say up towards the parade grounds or what on Park? Oh, you do time, 40 seconds per set. You said, again, you said you go to Clark Park. Is that where the parade ground is on Clark? Yeah. But you have to bring your own San Mig. Tim doesn't share that. He'll share the food, but he won't share the San Mig. Bring your own beer. Okay, I have an idea where that is. Honestly, I haven't been on Clark other than going to Medical City Clark. I haven't gone through Clark in a long time. Yan, Tropical Tim does not share beer. I don't drink, but even I know that. Okay, Tim. Have a good afternoon. Tell Mama we said hello. I'm sure Tim will have a beer or two. Enjoy, Tim. Thank you for stopping in. I will not be here tomorrow, so yes, everybody, I will not be here on live stream tomorrow afternoon. I have things I have to do, and can't do it if I'm sitting on the computer. Well, some's on the computer, but just not on YouTube. Now, Yan, I'm going to ask you a question. Yeah, that's very difficult to do, Yan. I'm thinking of changing mine. You know, I can't be Tropical Tim in the Philippines. No, that's already taken. Now, Yan, I was told I should shave my beard off. I was told I should just take the sides off. What do you think? How about hmm, you don't want to use adventure for Philippines? Oh, sure. You want me to shave it off? Now, my girlfriend suggested I just cut the sides off. I'll have to think about that. In all my life, this is the best beard I've grown so far. So, I'll think about it. What, most girls like shaved? Oh, man. She said she wants me to shave it off. Then next time I talk to her, she says she wants me to keep it. Well, it would take me 3 months to grow it back. Well, I will ask her. I will ask her tonight when she gets done with work. She's at work now, so she's busy. She works in a beauty salon. She knows how to cut hair. Well, Yan, I started this on May 15th, so it's taken 3 months to get it like this. It'll be 3 months on the 15th. I don't I don't know the name of her salon where she works. Hey, Muggs, you're back. I hope your ice cream didn't melt. Now, oh, you didn't get ice cream? Oh, okay, I guess so. That's all right, Muggs. Okay, Nico Grico. Good afternoon. 255 Jollibee shops will be closing. Well, there'll be a lot of people losing their jobs. 255 Jollibees closed. Now, Nico, is that all in the Philippines? Because there's Jollibees all over the world now. There's Jollibees in Texas, and Toronto, New York City, California. I want to say Dubai or somewhere. 255 in the Philippines. Wow. Now, Nico, did they say when? Are they closing like September 1st or what? They're closing very soon. Well, I guess I'll just have to wait. I don't go to Jollibee that often, but there's one, two, three, four within 15, 20 minutes of my house. Hey, Brett. Good evening, sir. Now, for Nico and Brett, I have a topic today of healthcare in the Philippines. If you're coming to the Philippines, do you have medical coverage? Many Western medical coverages do not work here in the Philippines. Can you get medication here that you need? Can you get medical care that you need? Because in a lot of places in the provinces, you might have to drive hours to get to a medical facility. That's just a topic for today. I don't know the price for healthcare. Now, Nico, I usually pay cash. Cash is king. As long as you have cash, you can get treated anywhere. But I will. Gold is the currency of kings, yes. Now, I cannot find prices of healthcare coverage. I do not see pricing for healthcare coverage. Well, a lot of businesses are closing because of lost sales due to the virus. It is a shame, and it's not just here in the Philippines, but it's all over the world. Like my friend's wife is the manager of a beauty supplies store in the States, and they are not renewing their lease at the store she works at, so she's out of a job starting. She is out of a job starting what? She'll be working until Saturday. I know, I know she's sad to be out of work, but she has two young ones that she can homeschool them. It is sad for Philippines. I personally do not see clubs opening up anytime soon. Yeah, it's not just here in the Philippines, it's everywhere. How is young Rose doing? She's doing well. She's working today, so I will talk to her tomorrow. I will talk to Miss Rose tomorrow, and I don't know, maybe we can do another fitness stream soon. I know she was talking a few days ago that they're going to change schedules again. Yeah, there's no bar girls, no bars are open. And the bars that are open don't have bar girls. They have waitresses and that's it. Observer, you're right. We have no choice. We have to adapt. But that's Philippine custom. They can have a typhoon come in and destroy a city. And they say, well, let's get busy, clean up, and rebuild. And they overcome that. Earthquake, okay, let's clean up and rebuild. You know, the Philippine people are very, very resilient. Population of Manila is about 30 million. No, that can't be right. Okay. Population of Manila, according to World Population Views, 13, 13.9 million people. Well, you're not far off there, Nico. 12 million, 14 million. I'm sure a lot of bar girls have done that, Observer. Nico, you were very conservative the other day. I must be getting old. I don't remember. Hey, Nico, how was that steak last night? You might need more than that. Okay, because you were talking 120. Yeah, I really don't know. Now, that population of 13.9 million people for Manila, I don't know how many people that live in Manila or commute to Manila for work. Well, Nico, that's good. I can't do that, but that's just me. More power to those that can. But honestly, I was never a real big steak eater. Paul's Asian Adventure. That does not sound familiar to me, Nico. I don't think I know that individual. Where is he based out of? I don't recognize the name. I'm familiar with Paul, the old dog, new tricks. He's down in Dumaguete, Valencia area. Oh, okay. Honestly, I'm just not familiar with that individual. But I try and watch the old dog all the time. But Paul and May are pretty good people. I think they're good for each other. Okay. I've heard of them. But I'm just not. Paul Old Dog is honest. You know, he tells you how it is. He doesn't sugarcoat it. Now, I don't care for people that say you can live here for X amount of dollars per month. Sure, you can survive on certain amounts of money, but actually living, you know, your standard of living is much different than mine. You know, could I live could I live on less money than I spend now? Probably. Could I spend more? Probably. But I'm content with what I spend. You know, I know Britain, the Philippines. I don't follow everybody here. You know, now as far as actually knowing them, meeting them in person, I have not met any bloggers in person. I mean, Philly in the Philippines, he's 10 minutes away. I've gone to his store or his wife's store. I have not met her. I have not met him. And most of the time, I don't. Most of the time, I don't follow too many foreigners on YouTube. You know, I follow Philippines on Demand. Check out the Rileys, Tropical Tim, Mugs, Mindy. Well, Nico, I'm paying 8,000 100 square meters. Now, I could probably find a place that's better or bigger for less. Would I want to live in that neighborhood because of crime or noise or undesirable activity? I don't know. You know, is it going to be convenient for me? I don't know. But that's very reasonable. You know, I've had people say that they're happy their electric bill is only 1,000 pesos. Well, I can't do that. I can, you know, if I'm using aircon, it's going to be 2.6 or more per month. Now, some areas electricity is cheaper than others. Some areas it's much more expensive. Do people like going out for dinner every day? That adds a whole lot for affordability because you have to have a bigger budget. Okay, Nico, your budget is 50K per month. That's about $1,000 US dollars approximately, you know. Right now the peso's going up and down, mostly down. I mean, last I looked it was 49.08 or something like that. Okay. Okay, currently the peso rate, exchange rate for US dollar is 48.98 pesos per dollar. So, but 50,000 pesos a month, I spend I spend less than that, but you know, I don't have extravagant lifestyle. Now I help out my girlfriend once in a while, you know. I don't consider that in my budget. I mean, if I went out for dinner all the time, I could spend much more than 50K a month. But well, Nico, I have a housekeeper and a driver that's included in my 40K budget. Yes, observer, very good point. If you live alone, you don't need a maid maybe once a week. Now, I have a housekeeper. She comes in, she cleans every day, she cooks for me every day, does laundry, does my grocery shopping. Well, that's fine. And that, depending on the area, that's quite generous, Nico. I've seen advertisements for housekeeper for 4,000 a month, some for 3,000 a month. You know, you just have to look and see how you're exactly observe. Be careful hiring a young Filipina if your only reason is to have a house out. That is so very true. Now, my housekeeper is married. She has 3 young children, 2 adult children. You know, like this morning, I asked her, "Do we need to go grocery shopping?" And she thought for a minute, and she goes, "Well, you need Mountain Dew. You still have X amount of milk. Still have X amount of tuna and other supplies." She goes, "You have 3 eggs." But Nico, you don't want to overpay people. I mean, I've seen people pay 20K a month for a housekeeper. Now, usually, if you're having a housekeeper for 3 or 4K per month, it is going to be live-in. You're going to provide free internet. You're going to provide meals. You know, be careful what you plan on, because they can be greedy. They might rip you off. You know, it is. Well, Nico, I could probably help you find somebody, but I don't know of anybody that I would recommend. you know, because basically I lead a sheltered life here. Now, Miss Rose might be able to recommend somebody. She does not have a housekeeper. She does not have a driver. But she might know somebody. Yeah, that's just it. Now, if you're going to be devout, talk to Philippines on Demand. If you're going to be in Dumaguete, there's Ned, there's Geo, there's the old dog, Bud Brown. A lot of people in Dumaguete. And I just don't know. I've never been there, so I couldn't tell you. Basically, you would have to do boots on the ground once you actually got here. I don't know. I don't go to her gym. She works for. I will ask her when I see her next time, but right now the fitness industry here is. She doesn't know if she has a job next week or not. Just because this medical situation is a little bit crazy. They're changing guidelines every 2 weeks. My girlfriend works in the hair salon. She doesn't know if she's going to have a job next week or not. She's working 1 week on, 1 week off. Rose is working every other day, so basically they're both working at the regular time. I can't answer that, Nico. I know some housekeepers that before this hit, the pandemic hit, they were working for 3 to 500 or 3,500 and up. I'm happy with my housekeeper, so I don't even know what going rate is. Yeah, no, my girlfriend does not live with me. She likes living closer to her work. See, Yen knows. She's saying it's 5 to 6K for a housekeeper. See, I didn't know that. I know I could probably find a housekeeper and driver slash handyman for less than what I am paying. But I'm also very happy with the quality of what I get for my money. But like I said, and Nico, depending on the area, there's actually guidelines on the minimum salary for housekeepers, domestic helpers, that sort, based on the area that you live in. I don't know what those prices are, but it varies from geographical region. If you're living in Manila, you're going to be paying more. If you live in Cebu, you're going to be paying more. If you live in Dumaguete, I don't know what their rate is. And if you go with an agency, it will probably be higher than 6K, right, Yen? Yes, I believe you can, Nico. I've never used it. Yes, they need to get paid the minimum. I guess it now is 10 to 12K per month, depending on the region. It's illegal to pay someone below the minimum wage. But most people are taking advantage because maids don't know their rights. Exactly, observer. Exactly. Now, folks, I didn't plan on going this long. If you guys want to chat, I'll leave it up. I am going to go out and have a stick. Hello, Mindy. Good afternoon, young lady. Exactly, Nico. I know you've been busy, Mindy. Tell you what, you know Nico and Yan and Observer. I'll be back in just a few minutes. I'm going to go out and have a cigarette. Now, Minty and Yan might be able to answer your questions, Nico. And same with Observer. I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, I am back. I hope nobody missed me. And if you did miss me, well, your aim will improve. I don't usually go this long. Mugs, that's all right. I know you need a power nap. I heard an Americano give a Filipino 25 million peso and the money went missing. And that just sounds like somebody was throwing money away. Yes, Nico, I am a smoker. I have cut down though. I'm doing better. You guys didn't even need me here. Just keeping the conversation going. Wow. So, but Nico, as far as getting a lot of, you can get a ballpark price for apartments, condos, houses, but until you can get a ballpark price for housekeepers and drivers and gardeners and all that, but until you live, or until you get here, you know, prices are negotiable. You need to have boots on the ground, like they say. I know what they say about smoking. But it's you can find high priced areas, you can find overpriced, you can find regular price, you can find underpriced. You know, if you're planning on 50K a month, you can do that. It might take you a month or two to get things ironed out and get situated for that. I mean, there's bloggers in Manila, well, Bonifacio Global City, and they have a beautiful apartment. And I think they said it was their rent on their apartment was 40K a month. They don't have a housekeeper. They don't have a driver. You know, they go out to eat on a regular basis. They also stay home and cook at home. But their expenses for that apartment, electricity, water, and rent, I think they said it came up. I think they said it came up to 50K a month. Now, you can spend more down there, you can spend less, but until you actually get here, you're not going to know. Yeah, observer, that's exactly the point. You can live on less than 10K a month, live alone, don't pay rent. Yeah. If you do your own cooking, your own everything. Because, I mean, the average Filipino only makes 10,000 pesos a month. But you have to live like a Filipino to do that. Well, like I said, depending on the area you go to, prices are going to be totally different. You can pay the old dog a visit, but he doesn't know prices of places in Manila. He doesn't know prices in Angeles City. Some parts of Manila are very expensive. Tropical Tim was saying earlier that he's expecting his electric to go down while Tropical Tim is expecting his electricity to go down by 40% or more while Ray is in the States. You know, depending on where you live, how you live, that all varies. I'm not an expert. I know what I spend. I can't tell you variables of hiring a housekeeper or a driver or rent in other cities because I just don't know. I mean, some areas you'll be happy to have a 50,000 peso electric bill. You can live on, you know, anywhere from 10K a month on up to 200K a month or more. Just depends on your lifestyle. Exactly. Observer has it right. He doesn't buy fruits, he has trees, doesn't buy expensive vegetables. If you're going to eat a Western diet, you're going to pay more at the grocery store. There's times my groceries are 8K per month. Sometimes they're 12. Depending on what I get. But that also includes buying cigarettes and whatever else. Okay, that's so if you're paying $27K a month for gas, your heating, add all your other utilities and groceries, and you'll be pretty accurate. Now, Bugs, you're comfortable living here in Pampanga, right? It is expensive, but like I said, it all depends on how you live. 27K was for 2 months. Okay? Now, I didn't know that, Nico. Years ago, my electric and gas were every month here. Some places it's every month, some places it's every 2 months. Depends on where you live. Depends on what electric company you use. Depends on now. I'm not saying I have yet to see a place that has gas piped in, for a gas oven stove. Most people use a 25-pound tank of gas, propane for cooking. I see restaurants get big industrial tanks, that are 4 or 5 feet tall. You know, it's very difficult to say what expenses will be for any one area. So if I were you, I would plan on spending more than 50K a month. And when you do get here, if you come in under, that is cold. But plan on spending 75K a month before you get here. And if you can get away with 45K or 50K, you'll be happy. But realize that you have startups, you have to pay deposits and all that stuff. Now my electricity bill is 2.6 to 3K per month. My gas, exactly, Observer. You're not going to find work here. Now, with my SRRV visa, I can go get a job. Do I want a job? No. Did I look for a job? No. When I moved here as a retired person, and I want to stay retired. You know, I have a comfortable income. But it is, like I said, you have to do boots on the ground. We could tell you all day long, but until you get here, everything can change. Nico, observers asking how old you are. Now, Nico, if you listen to Paul, the old dog down in Dumaguete, Valencia, you know he has a budget of $1,300. Okay, Nico is 50, he says. And Minnie's saying, yes, it's true, Nico. If you don't rent an expensive place, you can do that. No, I'm sure I could find a place much cheaper than 8K to live in here. Would I be comfortable? Never know. Yeah, I know you're semi-retired. I'm 100% retired. You're you're used to working family farm and family business. That's hard work. I'll admit that. I remember you said you sold that business and you're ready to retire. But many, you know, I can say what I spent on my expenses, but you know, there are, you know, other areas are different rates. And I just don't know it. See, several things to remember when you're talking about living expenses. You have to think of location and lifestyle. Now, if you talk to POD, Philippines on Demand, he can give you better information about Davao area. I've seen some people that are living on 25K a month. Do I want to try and do that? No, I'm comfortable with what I'm spending. Now, like I said, in Davao, the only person I know in Davao is Philippines on Demand. In Magedi, there's Philippine Dreams, there's Paul the Old Dog, there's Bud Brown, Nico Gio is in Dumaguete. I don't know for how much longer. Now, Nico, that might be a good idea for maybe a month or so, but only to get you used to the area, and then I would recommend finding your own place. Because honestly, good friends, no matter how good you are, if you haven't had roommates, you don't want roommates. Intruding on privacy, exactly. Now, I don't know the size of Bill's house, you know, but just for this purpose, just why I do not do videos on monthly expenses. Because I think I'm a fairly conservative guy when it comes to going out. Okay. Now, folks, this is 3 hours. It's just Minty and you, Nico. Observer, I think, is in the background. Muggs might be in the background. Exactly. And he has medical problems and expenses that he won't elaborate on. I know he needs medical care and he can't afford it. Okay, Mindy and Muggs are still here. Observer's still here. I know you didn't leave, Muggs. Tell you what, I feel like closing this up. I want to thank you. Oh, Nico, I won't be on tomorrow. I will not be online tomorrow. I will be on Thursday and Friday, but not tomorrow. So remember, everybody, I will not be here tomorrow. Tomorrow, Tropical Tim in the Philippines has his 10 questions. Muggs will have a premiere. Tropical Tim will be on at 7 p.m. Philippine time. Muggs will be on at 9 o'clock Philippine time. Yeah, Mindy, I just have to have some work done here. And, people are going to be in and out. I just can't do a live stream. But thanks, everybody, for coming in. Thank you, everybody, for staying with me this long. Now, Mindy, do you have a premiere coming soon? Okay, Muggs, thanks for taking notes on that. I won't be here tomorrow. Because I don't want you to try looking for me and not finding me and then getting mad. No. I've announced it several times throughout the last 3 hours. So, with that, okay, thanks, everybody. Observer, Minty, Muggs, Nico, thanks, everybody. See you hopefully Thursday. Have a good one now. Bye.